Welcome to my 20-minute tune-up yoga series. My name is Heather. Thank you for dropping in to do a little yoga with me. So today is a very gentle, 20-minute gentle flow series that we're going to do. This is Rosie. Rosie loves some yoga, so she'll be in and out, I'm sure. This 20-minute gentle flow is perfect for rainy days like it is today. Nice, kind of quiet, cozy rainy days. It's perfect for just getting a little bit of a stretch when you're waking up in the morning, or for calming down at night right before bed. It's a good bedtime yoga sequence as well. So very gentle, very calming for the nervous system. All of that is very supportive for the immune system. When we get our nervous system calm and relaxed, our immune system can start to boost and strengthen. So super important to give ourselves this time to just kind of slow down and be gentle with ourselves. So please join me and Rosie in a comfortable seat. And if sitting on the floor like this is not comfortable for you, you can put a blanket or a towel under your hips and sit with your hips a little bit higher than your knees, and that's going to be a little more helpful for people with tight hips. If you find that your knees are popping up like this, the higher up you sit, so propping some towels up, the easier it's going to be for your knees to relax. So find your comfortable seat, whatever works for you. Let your hands just rest comfortably here to your thighs, your knees, and then let your eyes close. And check that your jaw is relaxed and that your brow is relaxed, easing that tension out of the forehead. And we want to sit in a really tall spine. So we have a tall spine from our sacrum all the way up through the crown. But with our tall spine, we want to make sure our shoulders don't lift with the spine. Our shoulders are heavy, our shoulders are relaxed. So we have this really beautiful, strong posture. And then we're just going to breathe. We're going to start to breathe a little bit deeper. 4-second inhale, 4-second exhale. So breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. So keep going. A few more breaths at a pace like that. One more breath round, just finishing out one more inhale and exhale. And if that's a good pace for you, you can keep that breath pace up for the next 20 minutes, or you can just resume your normal, natural breathing pace. I want you to be able to breathe easily and breathe comfortably. Okay, so finding a nice, natural breath rhythm that feels good in your body. And then beginning to blink the eyes open. Take an inhale, bring those arms right up into the sky. We want to stretch really tall here, so we're getting space through the ribs. Let your palms meet overhead, and then pull those hands right down into your heart center. Interlacing the hands here, press your palms forward as you round the back. Drop the chin into the chest. We're stretching into the upper back, that place between the shoulder blades. And with the next inhale, lift up, tall spine, palms reach up to the sky. Big breath in and out, up through our side bodies, up through the rib cage. And then release, rolling the wrist out as your hands float down. So getting all those pops and creaks out of the wrist. Good, and then inhale, bring those arms up again. One more time as you exhale, lean over to that right side, ground that right hand down, reach the left fingertips over. If it's okay for your neck, you can look under the left arm. And just imagine that you're sending all of your breath now into this left side of your body that you've just opened. So all those little muscles around the rib cage, they're pulling in breath, getting some expansion, releasing toxins, stretching into the fascia. And then with your next inhale, come up to center tall, reach up to the sky, and exhale to the other side. That left hand grounds down, we're reaching over big and strong with that right side. We want to keep the right hip connected to the ground. You can look under the arm if that's feeling okay in your neck. Taking in one more breath here, pulling that breath up and down that right rib cage. And then with your inhale, coming right back up into a tall spine, and then release the hands down. I'm going to have to move my yoga assistant now. We're going to extend our legs out in front of us, both legs long. And just give those legs a little shake and a little bounce. So this is stimulating our circulation and our lymph system, something that sometimes we need some help with, as the lymph system doesn't have its own pump like the circulatory system does. We need to shake it out. So we want to move the flesh away from our tush so we can just get really grounded down into those sit bones. Our legs are long. We're not worrying about flexing the feet. The legs are straight but relaxed, and then we're just going to ragdoll the body over the legs. So we're stretching now into the hamstrings. We're rounding into that lower back and taking your attention right here back to your breath. Good, let's pull in one more breath here. Big inhale, big exhale. And when that breath is complete for you, using your inhale to come back up into your tall spine, we're going to hug our right knee in as we come up. So we have a really tall back. We're hugging the right knee, and we're going to start to reach through that left leg. Now we're going to activate that left leg. So reaching through the heel, keeping that length in your spine. Start to twist to the right. So you can hold on to that right knee with your left hand to keep it hugged in here to the midline. And then that right hand can just come to the floor behind you to prop yourself up to keep that spine really tall. Our gaze is starting to travel back over that right shoulder. And then we're coming right back to the breath as we hold our pose here. And then next time you exhale, use that out breath to unwind yourself back to center and switch your legs out. Right leg is long, hugging the left knee, and we're going to activate that right leg. So reach through the heel, tall spine, keep your length as you twist now to the left, taking the left fingertips behind you to ground down, keeping yourself propped up through the spine, maintaining that spinal length through the duration of your twist. And then the next time you have an exhale, use that out breath to unwind back to center. Send that leg long, balance them out a little bit. Here's your yoga for your circulation and your lymphatic system again. And then let's pull in the soles of the feet towards one another, letting the knees drop open. So you can stay right here. You can stay upright, just letting the knees be heavy. If your hips are tight or you have anything going on in your hips, this certainly might be plenty of stretch for you. So feel free to hang out right here. If you're looking for deeper stretch, you can start to forward fold, bringing your heart towards your feet any amount. It can be a little, it can be a lot, it can be somewhere in between. So it is your practice, your body. Please be so compassionate and kind to your body. Listen to what it needs. Find that exact right spot, and then just find your breath and breathe into that space. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. And then use an inhale to come on up. So let's transition around into our hands and our knees. We're going to come into this tabletop position. For those of you that have sensitive knees or coming from knee surgery, anything like that, I'm going to suggest you put a towel or a blanket under your knees for a little extra support, and that'll feel great. So we want our knees right under our hips and our wrists right under our shoulders as best as you can if you have a cat on your mat. And then moving through cat and cow, inhale, drop your belly, lift that gaze up to the sky, and then exhale, round the back like a Halloween cat, pressing into the hands, the tops of the feet, that place between the shoulder blades, and just let your breath move you back and forth. Inhaling to drop the belly, and exhaling, rounding up. So just find your own rhythm here, move it at your own breath pace. All right, so let's work through one more cat and cow. Take your time to finish it out. Go through one more of each stretch. And then when you finish, coming back into a child's pose. So we're shifting our hips back to our heels. We're reaching those arms long and bringing forehead to the floor. And then begin to lift up out of that child's pose. Shift your weight forward so your shoulders come right over your wrist, keeping your knees down, lower down to the ground, nice and slow, engaging the arms nice and slow, and then lift the upper body into this little cobra pose, pulling the shoulders away from the ears, reaching the elbows back, and grounding down through the tops of your feet. And then pressing your body back one more time into child's pose, resting there. In this child's pose, you can keep your arms long, or if it feels good to you, you can drop those arms down by the sides of your body, tucking in a little bit deeper into yourself. And then starting to move yourself up out of child's pose, coming back into tabletop. From tabletop, we're going to curl those toes, lift the seat, downward facing dog. We haven't done a lot for our legs yet, so let's pedal the heels, bending one knee and then the other, stretching down into the calves. And then just letting both of those heels move downward, stretching nice and long into both legs, grounding down through both hands. And then beginning to walk your feet forward, coming between the hands, coming into forward fold. So if you have tight hamstrings, you might need to bend the knees a little bit here, and that's perfectly okay to have soft knees. What we really want to be doing in forward fold is letting the head and the neck go. So you can even give it just a little yes, no shake, making sure you're letting go of that cervical spine. And then using your next inhale, roll yourself up to stand nice and slow. As you come up, roll the shoulders back. Take a few of these deep backward shoulder rolls. And then let the shoulders relax. All right, so we're standing now with our feet right under our hips, and these are not our hips over here. When we talk about feet under hips, it's the hip points that are in the front of your body. So those hip points right there on your pelvis, we want our feet, our ankles anchored right under those spots, okay? Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, take a deep bend over into that right side. Big deep bend. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the left. And inhale through center and exhale, forward fold back down. Try not to lock those knees as you come down. And then let the body again just ragdoll over the legs. And we're going to take that right foot and step it back for a low lunge pose. So bringing that right knee down. Our left ankle is under our left knee, and you have all kinds of options here. You can keep the hands to the ground just like this. You can bring your hands into your heart center. If you have any trouble right now with your shoulders, you might want to keep your hands right here at the heart or the waist, okay? Option number 3, circle those arms all the way into the sky. And if you love back bends, you can always take a little back bend here in your lunge pose. So hold this lunge pose, you guys. Take your breaths here, breathe it deep. I'm going to turn to the side while you're working on this lunge pose, just to show you the options with what my back foot is doing, okay? So we can have that foot flat on the floor, just like this. That might feel fine. If you need to protect your knees, if you have anything going on with your knees, let's curl those back toes under, and that's going to be a little bit more protective for the knee. Okay, so figure out which one's just right for you. We're here for 2 more breaths. And release the hands down to the floor. We're going to step right back into downward facing dog, taking 3 breaths here in our downward facing dog. Good, now let's step that right foot forward, coming into this low lunge on the other side. The left knee comes down. Same thing, you can keep the hands grounded down. You can bring the hands to rest at the waist or the heart, or you can circle the arms up into the sky. My back toes are curled under because that feels good for this knee. This knee is a little bit tricky for me on the side, so I'm protecting it by toes curled. Some of you might be just fine with a flat foot there. Okay, so your practice, your choice, see what feels just right for you. Whenever you find your shape, find your breath. We're here for 2 breaths more. And then release the hands down. We're going to take just 1 more downward facing dog. And then bring the knees down to the earth, settle back into a child's pose. Again, the arms can be long or tucked down to your sides, whatever feels really good to you. Remember, this is a gentle, nurturing yoga sequence, so settle into that energy of just being gentle, being nurtured. And then nice and slow, start to bring yourself up out of that child's pose. We'll switch around to our seat. So we're going to come down onto our back from here, hug knees into the chest. Let yourself rock side to side. Just giving yourself a little lower back massage and sacral massage. Good, and then let those knees come to rest in the center. Let the arms drop open, nice big T. Dropping your knees over to the right side. We're coming into a twist. You can keep your head neutral or turn to look over the left shoulder. That's Holly. She's 2 years old and she races around like an elephant. So you'll see some of that in your yoga practice as well. There she goes. And if you have your head turned to the side, go ahead and bring that to center. Bring those knees up through center all the way over now to the left side. Settle down in here. Head can stay neutral or begin to turn to look over that right side. And let the head come back to center. If it's not already, bring the knees to center and the feet to the floor. Take a full body stretch. Reach the legs long. Reach the arms long. Just let yourself stretch and breathe. And then let the arms float down to your sides. Bring your feet back to the floor. Walk your feet just a little wider than your hips here towards the edges of the mat. Just let them windshield wiper side to side, those knees rocking back and forth. We're going to begin to make our way back up into a seat. So as those knees are rocking, just let them rock over to your favorite side. And ever so gently, just pushing yourself back up and starting to come back into your seat. Sit nice and tall. Let the eyes close. Finishing here with just a few more breaths, being still. And when you are ready for your practice to be complete, you can blink those eyes open. I thank you so much for tuning in with me and Rosie and Holly for this 20-minute tune-up. I'll see you next time. Be good to yourself. Namaste.